Okay, we'll put the chair back in. Put that there. Oh, I need some water. I'll put that away after. Okay, what's going on here now? Yeah, freaking floppy here. Okay. This is dangerous. But it helps get the grass cut better. When it's down, which is the way it should be, the grass gets all hung up underneath it. I gotta try something here too before we take off. Alright, what we do is this. Flip this up. Grab the magic stick. Oh, that's not bad at all. Oh, it's good. Must have scraped it before I went the last time. Oh yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave you here for a minute, and I'll come back and get you. I'm just going to zoom up to get the mail. I'll be right back. That's close. Okay. Good thing there isn't that wagon on the back of this mower, because when there is, it's too hard to go in and out, back it up, and get rid of the cart out of the way. So we're good to go here. We're going to go and do the fields back here first. Alright. There's no way that I could put an external mic on this thing so that maybe I could come up with a better idea to be able to record audio. Hey, we're over. Let's go. Already it's small away, but don't move it now. Oh, what's that? Something. Walking down here when it was wet. Okay. These stumps should have been cut lower. And that's going over the hill. There. That's one of my buddy's memorial trees. There's 10 of them, but the one up there has seen better days, and there's another one down here somewhere. I gotta dig these out again. Oh well. That's the least of my worries right now. We gotta get this friggin' grass mowed. So what I'll do is I maybe stop once in a while and chat you up for a moment. Maybe take a quick break. Welcome back. Today we are going to mow once more. And I was mowing a little bit a few days ago. And I fell into a big rut down at the bottom of the field. And it must have been, I don't know, it was pretty freaking hot out, I'll tell you. So anyway, I had to walk home up the big freaking hill here, just out this way. And I'm telling you, I was surprised that I actually made it, but it pays to be a little bit more prepared. So today, in case something goes wrong, at least I got some boots on. I was in sandals, and that didn't help matters much. So look, here's all the gasoline that we burned, and I'm going to take the mower and bring it over here, and we'll fill her up. And I don't need the wagon. I'll just put you here for now. Hang on. Well, I'm going to have to. This is the last of the gas I got. What the hell is it? It's not much. No. Right down to here. About there. So that means I have to go get more. Oh, hey, hang on a minute. Oh, yeah. After I came up here and I got my wife to take me down. So what I had was a rope that I could tie onto the front of the bumper of the mower, and she could give me a little tug. But I was a little concerned that she'd probably rip the friggin' mower apart. So I had brought these two sticks, and that's all I needed to do. So I just put them underneath the axle and just man lifted it up, and it's got it forward enough that I could drive out of that pretty deep groove. It was about that deep, just almost to the axle. But here we go. We're going to go get some stuff done here. I don't want to have to hide these because if I don't hide them, he's going to use them. Okay. Guess we can stand you up a bit. There. I put this thing there on here a couple of weeks ago. That's great. That takes a lot of pressure off my shoulders. And I got some news on my surgery for my shoulders. And, well, just one shoulder right now. I'm on the short list, which means they could call me at any time to, here, let's just put it over. I usually use this chair, this one here. I usually use that to put the gas can on, so when I tip it into here, I don't have to hang on to the gas can all the time. But it usually only works when the can's full. Okay. Some of this. Yeah. I'm going to have to make a run to the local town here and fill up at least one of these, if not two. So far, I think I filled it up twice, all of them. That's 100 liters. And I got to do it again. So that's 300 liters. That ain't cheap to mow the grass here. Okay, here it goes. That I got a half a tank already, so we'll see. Not much left now. Okay. Alright. Normally I don't. I just give it. I went up and down this one here the other day, so I don't have to come up this one back. Now, this is the biggest field we have up the top. And over here, we're going next, is the small field, and he didn't want to cut it because it's his decision, I guess. Okay, so let's go. Get this. Okay. We'll take a few minute break. Half an hour gone already. Ooh. So this is we call this is Mom's bench. I made this little bench to put here between the two fields, this one and this one. So we'd have a place to sit when we're walking the dogs. Now, that's good enough. So, we'll have a little break. Maybe see if I can come up with a little story. Like my hat. I got this in Abu Dhabi because in the desert it's hotter than the hottest day you've ever had in Canada pretty well, and probably a good chunk of the United States, except for like Arizona and Nevada. Whatever, the temperature would hit, the highest I've ever been in is 54 Celsius. That's like 120, 25 degrees. It's freaking hot. And it's high humidity. So when you're in your Jeep, we might have a Jeep over there too. It was what do you call it? Grand Cherokee's Black Pearl Edition. I think it was maybe 2004. We drove it the whole time. We were there till we left in the end of 2015. So we drove it 11 years. And at the end, just before I was retired, the way they have their roads there, you can make U-turns just about on every highway. And one of the main highways going out of Abu Dhabi, heading towards the school where I was teaching, or the institute, some woman on the where you make the U-turn, she was about half a car width into the high-speed lane, which is where I was. So I slowed down, beeped the horn, trying to get her to go, and somebody in this, I'm not sure if it was a, yeah, in this big SUV, one of these big Toyotas. I don't think they sell them that big here, but this big. Anyway, he was in the lane over, and he was driving behind the van, so he couldn't see. And because the guy in the van slowed down, he just pulled out at about 50 kilometers an hour, 30 miles an hour, and hit me square on in the back. All the dust in the Jeep rose up. You could hardly see. The seat broke in half, and I was leaning backwards, and I was stunned. Right then, somebody plowed into the back of the guy behind me, and that happened again. And I lurched forward, and I hit the car in front of me, and there's no way I could avoid it. So finally, I phoned the police right away. I phoned home, told Giselle I had an accident. I wasn't very far from home, like less than a mile or so. And like they say, most accidents happen within a mile of home. Well, there must be something to it. So anyway, I was really surprised because when the ambulance came to check us out, everybody out for the police report, there's a woman that came out of the ambulance, and she was white, blonde hair, and then when she started speaking, she was Australian, and I was not expecting that at all, because in the UAE, all those kinds of people are usually Arabs from outside of the country. Like most of the police are from Morocco, I believe, and they do have all the managers and supervisors and all that kind of stuff. They're Emiratis. Anyway, So I got a taxi, got the police report, went home, and what happened next was, right near where I live, there's the police traffic department. So you have to go over there and file a report with them as well, even though the guy with the stop there, I have to turn these papers in. So when I was in there, they asked me how I felt, and I says, yeah, I feel okay. And they said, you have to go to the hospital first and get your neck x-rayed. So I said, yeah, okay. And that was on the advice of, I guess, of the ambulance driver. She says, you could have a hairline crack and you don't know about it. And if you don't get it on the paperwork, then you're screwed. So we had to go to another part of the town and get into the x-ray, which is pretty quick, actually. You don't have to wait no more than about 10 minutes to see any doctor there. Even if you walk in the door, which is way better than what we have in Canada. So anyway, they took my x-ray and they said, no, you're good to go. So we had to go all the way back to the police department and filed it. And they asked me, do I want to see the driver? Well, the problem was, the driver, I believe, was a guy from Bangladesh who was probably only making, $300-400 a month driving his family around in this SUV. He was by himself. So anyway, I said no, because I thought right away, I don't want to be responsible, no matter how bad it may be for myself, that I make a guy destitute for the rest of his life to pay me back. And who knows, some of the awards that they give out there are in the, up into the millions, and that's Canadian dollars. But anyway, enough said on that. I phoned work, and you don't miss work. This is the first day I've ever missed work. I phoned in, I says, I'm not coming to work for a couple of days. Because I felt pretty sore. My back was really sore. Now I wish I sued the guy because my lower back is killing me. And it's probably because of that accident. But anyway, I just let it be. It took a freaking month to get somebody to put my Jeep back together. And it looked really good, actually. If I could find a picture, I'll add it into the thing here. Old Betsy. It was smashed pretty good. The rear bumper was in the back seat pretty well. So anyway, no sooner do we get it back, I pick it up, I take off with my wife, and all of a sudden, I discover that the Jeep has a death wobble. And that's when the front tires go, and it shakes the living hell out of the car, makes a big noise, and scares the living hell out of it. So, where I picked the car up was about, maybe 20, 15 miles away, off of the island, because Abu Dhabi's on an island. So, I get on the freeway at night, it's busy, it's bumper to bumper, and the people are moving between 50 miles an hour and 100 miles an hour, and they're boating along. I'm in the slow lane, and the best I could do was about 30 miles an hour till I got home, so that the next day I could call them up and come and drag the Jeep in and get that fixed. That was scary, man, I'm telling you. So anyway, that's the story on the old Jeep, old Black Pearl. And the only other kind of things I had with it was the fan bell broke once, and I was on my way to work, and that was freaking hot. And that's one of these serpentine belts. Not something that I can do on my own out in the middle of frickin' nowhere. So I missed a good chunk of that day, because you have to tow it into a garage, and the garage is usually underneath an apartment building, run by a bunch of Pakistanis or whatever, somebody that doesn't, an Emirati might own the business, but somebody else runs it for them, okay? Or they're owners and he's an owner and he gets about half the money. So, get that fixed. The only other problem I had with my Jeep was a dead battery. Batteries lasted about, a little better than 2 years, I'd say, before they just couldn't take the heat and they would give up on you. So anyway, let's get going. What time is it here? We didn't get much done yet. 20 to 12. I had a slow start this morning. Okay, here we go. Oh no. Yeah, that had to happen, didn't it? Okay, we're good to go. Hopefully that won't fall off. Get up here. So, most of the big two fields here are done. I got to go down here and you'll see where I start doing it again. So here we go. Onwards. running. Put this other old one apart or away. I have to put the elastics on it to keep the battery in, and then when it goes into the case it's in, it helps prevent it from rattling. And that's why I haven't been making many videos on the way back to town. So here we go. This is Mr. Storm. He's our first dog. And he's been shunned. He's 7 years old, and last year, ice dethroned him. I don't know what happened. Nobody knows. But where he bullied ice for all that time, it's payback time. And because Bear buddies with, that's Bear right there. And Bear, he will eventually be the top dog. Bear's always friendly, but man, he has a way of getting in your way. Bear, what's up? He's got an itch. Always an itch there, and I've looked and I can't see anything. What you doing, old bean? Yep, same place. Maybe we'll get him up on the bench later, comb him out, and see if we can have a peek in there. I'm just wondering if you'll steal Storm's spot. No, it's pretty cool along the fence and underneath the deck. So there's two. And the other guy's probably sleeping underneath the deck and it's too lazy to get up. Okay. This is next. This is going to straight towards the mailbox. Quite a ways, actually. And I just noticed something. Not sure where they are. You see those two cedars? Ornamental cedars sticking up? Okay. I'm gonna stretch my legs for a second. There. Water up. Got to check the blackberries after. Go for a little snack before I go again, but I wanted to explain what I'm doing here. This is only for walking the dogs. It's too wide. So it goes around this big field and the other big field. Now, when we have deliveries that have to get down to the house, they open up the gate, they come in through here, they drive straight down there, and if they're pulling a trailer, or if the guy thinks he can't freaking back out, because as you've seen, Lover's Lane is quite long. It goes from about there to way over here somewhere. So anyway, they can go down here and they can turn to the right, get their trailer straightened out, and then they can just back straight in by the fire pit and where the woodshed is, up to the fence, and they can do whatever, whether it's, or whatever, okay? Now, I normally don't take firewood in this way. Well, I don't get firewood at all anymore. But the idea is that they can get in here without having to frick around in these fields. This is a nice job. And the more he comes, he came here last year. He's been here 2 or 3 years now, maybe more. And he keeps mowing this. It will just keep getting better. He just cut this and took it off of here, but a little while ago, maybe a few weeks back, it was ideal. All you could see up here was the tops of the grass, and you'd hardly notice any goldenrod in it until just when he cut it, of course. Then what also happens is he goes in here, and as he's cutting it, he cuts these little trees that are growing up. I don't know what kind of trees they are. I think they're poplars, but... Okay, so now we're going to go down this way. Clear the chute off a bit. There. Okay, here we go again. I'll check the time before I go. Wow. Gas was just showing a full tank, so that's good. But down here, it starts getting pretty heavy. It's 12:10, so that took a half an hour to mow that part. Alright, so let's just go down this way. We'll stop in a second, and let's have a few blackberries. Oh. And we've got a lot of blackberries on this side. And I got to go in there with the trimmers and get those canes cut back. Because that goes down to my miserable potato patch. And if my wife puts lime on there again, I'll never rototill it again. Alright, let's get eating. That one's not right. Here we go. You notice that, oh, that's, yeah. Alright. We'll just go along and pick what I can for a second. I don't know if you can see it, but look at the spikes on this thing. It's hideous. Now, oh, look at these. The bears come in here when these ripen up. And how do I know it's bears? Because they're the only thing that'll walk through this stuff to get at more berries. See, they're different than a raspberry. When you pull a raspberry off, oh, look at my hand just a shaking. It pulls that thing under the core there, like a little stalk. And these ones, it just pulls off the branch. And if they don't come off real easy, I leave them because I can pick them later. Look at them, man, oh man. Oh, there's a big one. And I do absolutely nothing to these berries. I've eaten close to I don't know how much you pay for them in a store, but up here it's about $6 for one of those little boxes. Now, these kinds that have berries on them won't have berries on them next year. The ones that you can see up here, they'll have berries on it next year. Now, I used to have a trail on both sides of the fence line here. And so I'd have to mow here, here, and around the fence line on the other side of there. And listening to somebody that I shouldn't have, I didn't cut it, and it got away on me. So the only way to get this cleaned up is to maybe wait for the spring, go in there with the hedge trimmers, cut it back, and then start mowing it again. Because between where that trail goes on this side, on the right, it goes down to the pumpkin patch. I need to do that there too. And I got to get rid of that freaking tree. My freaking son, I told him to come in here and clean them all out. He left that one because for shade, he said. Freaking numbnut. All right. See, it doesn't want to come off easy. You have to, when they just snap right off, they're good. Okay. What? Some critter's been walking through there. See, these are slowly coming. Some kind of critter or plant. If you work at it, you can fill off a bucket pretty quick. Alright, what do we got over here now? Not many. These are a little slow to go. Did you see them in there? Almost impossible to get to. But we can. That one's soft. Well, see, these ones are all missing. Now they either fallen off or something came in here and chewed them up. Geez, I wasn't planning on doing this. And I gotta get in here. If you don't mow this back, it just keeps growing into the field. Okay, let's get going and see how they are. Don't take them long. There's a little oak. And there's a road on it, just on, not too far away from here, like less than a stone's throw away. This whole run, all the way down to the end of the fields down there, I just keep throwing all this brush into there. And if I have to, I knock a tree down that I don't need. I'll put it so it lays lengthwise, or parallel to the road. Like that. And what that does is helps discourage people from coming in here. There. So, I feel like going in here right now. I have to quick inspection of the main garden. This year I don't know what it is, but me and my wife are not too energetic. It's like we're worn right out for whatever reason. So here we go. Let me see here. Oh, this is a weird camera, I think. It says I only got 16 minutes on it. Oh, let's go.